you can, if you want.
This was
Okay, I think we're good then.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Is this working okay? Can you hear me?
I think he has to turn it on, but
Oh.
we'll do that after. So.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, it's fine. We're okay, thanks. Hi everybody. So today we have Allison with us today, a DMA student. Yes, and then we have Brendan and Cindy playing for us.
Right. Do you want me to play both movements in a row, or?
It's totally up to you. I mean, oh, I do hear it now. Oh yeah, whatever you'd like to do. We could play one movement, work on it, and then the next movement, work on it. Or if you'd rather just perform and then work, totally up to you.
So I'm gonna play the saraband and the jig from the second suite.
You play both in a row.
I think I'll do both.
All right, let's do it. so nice to hear you play. It's nice to hear people play in person. Oh, fantastic. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a Bach-filled day today. And quite a melancholy Bach day, I would say, with all this.
Well, it is the day.
Yeah, honestly. Okay, well, if it's all right with you, I think I'd like to start with the saraband.
Yes, please.
Yeah, give your fingers a break.
Yeah.
Wipe the sweat off, right?
Yeah.
The jig is just, it's treacherous. We'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, you're playing very, very well. And especially in the saraband, I loved the sort of sensitivity. To me, this saraband is one of the most emotional moments in all 6 suites, truly. It's very powerful, and I think you are really capturing that. So before we start working, I just want to say a couple things about Bach in general, and just like my attitude about Bach, I suppose. For me, Bach is, like for every cellist, I think Bach is so essential in playing these suites and the sonatas. It's essential and like core to us as cellists. But to me, it's very personal, and I would never sort of prescribe something. Like I play some Bach every day, and I try to experiment and change things and explore, and I rarely ever play Bach in public because it's just people that get so opinionated, and I'm not, a historically informed performance scholar. So I'll tell you sort of my latest thoughts on this suite, and you can take it or leave it. I will never know. Just sort of some general ideas, and this goes for both of you. Because for me, Bach is up to each of us, right? And it's going to change as we age, I'm sure. Okay, that being said, I think, so overall, I'm starting to get the feeling of this saraband, but I think it could be a little bit more, what's the word, like settled, a little bit more, I don't know, defeated, melancholy, something like that. I mean, you tell me, what kind of mood are you trying to create?
More of a somber, like reflective one, something very introspective and personal. To me, it's very reflective.
I love that, sort of almost like prayerful, or like,
Yeah.
so very peaceful. And I think, of course, it's a master class, you're playing in public, even though it's for only a few people. And there's a little bit of nerves,
Yeah.
right? So can you play just the opening up to the first repeat, and just like you say, somber, and before you start, just sort of take a really, I mean, for real, like,
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm. Gorgeous, well done. I mean, at least for me, that felt a little bit more, grounded.
More settled.
Yeah. Okay, a couple little things. To me, for my taste, there's 2 things I want to mention. For my taste, in this movement and in Bach in general, with these trills over the long notes, I mean, somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that the style is to come off of the trill at the final, like essentially like at the dot.
Okay.
So like not trilling through the whole length of through the whole value of the note.
Okay.
To release and then hear the pitch before moving on.
Okay.
And that will also give you a chance, because right now I'm sort of missing the 16th notes at the ends of the bars. They're getting a little bit swallowed, and of course, because we have to get down to the bottom of the cello, right? I'm sort of missing them.
Okay.
And I do like your style, but I still want to hear them, right? So let's see. For me, it would be like the trill's gonna stop. That. Something like that. Very elegant. I like that. I mean, of course, I just told you to do it. I like it. Yeah, so play one more time. And let's see. Show me where you're aiming in this phrase. Show me with your sound. There. So I love that. I could tell, you know, just from your bow, some of the like moments of stress that you wanted. For me, I think like looking at, let's see, measures 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. For my taste, well, I guess let me say, what I heard was that the C sharp was quieter than the chord on the next bar, right? Like marble mouth today. It's not great for a master class.
Yeah.
For me, the tension of the dominant chord should be a little bit stronger than the resolution of the tonic chord.
Okay.
So I might, like, you know, if it were my performance, I might. And then. I might come away to the tonic, because, you know, that's just the tonic. We've heard it how many times.
Yeah.
But the interesting note, for me, oh, so painful. And then, this entire next phrase, for me, leads to the C major chord. So, really lead me. I like to play those notes. Give that a try, either from the beginning or somewhere that's comfortable. So for me, the entire bar 6, the whole bar is leaning inevitably to that chord, or the downbeat of the next bar. It's so gorgeous, and I think, yeah, for me, I would like it a little more obvious. Okay. Can you start from bar 4? Or sorry, wait, yes, 4. Oh, sorry, I told you the wrong bar number before. But yeah, from the second statement. And I'm so sorry, I'm going to be a little bit picky. I heard a couple times when you were playing, sometimes this half note gets shortchanged. it's so tempting to let go of it because we want to move on to the next.
Like the low A, right?
Exactly. So it's. Make sure you really feel all three beats. It's going to feel uncomfortable this time. Lovely. Really, really well done. And the same thing in measure 10, I think wait as long as you can for those last notes. Just because it's so satisfying when you really hang on that. Not that. Really, well, you know what I mean. But really like. Yeah, fourths are tough, right? It's easier in context. Why don't you back up a little? Start from. Now something new, a new character, a new color going on?
That okay, right?
Oh yeah, for now, yeah. It's gorgeous playing. You know I'm being really picky, right? Like, this is very, very well done. Okay, so for some of these eighth notes that are just eighth notes all in a row, I would love a little bit of variation or make it more obvious to the listener, to me, what is a bass note and what isn't. Like I need a little bit more separation of these voices. And for me, I like to do that in the bow.
I feel like sometimes I'm getting stuck further out here.
Partly I think this music is made to be played, well, it's not made to be played with this bow, right? So I think it actually is a little bit more comfortable farther out in the bow. Have you ever tried adjusting your bow grip?
No.
This is a fun experiment if any of you all are working on Bach right now. I mean, you don't have to go like to the middle of the bow, but it's when you're practicing alone, just give it a try. I mean, I like to move up maybe just to the end.
Okay.
Yeah, because it really takes the weight out of the bow and gives you sort of the feeling of playing with a Baroque bow. Have any of you played with a Baroque bow before? Or anybody play gamba?
No.
So when you play the gamba, the power, the stronger direction is actually the up bow. So really, I think it's worthwhile to try it this way. I mean, from here, I think I get a much more ringing sound if I let the sound go without the weight of this big fat frog, right? Can really make, instead of like a crunchy So I would really give me some of the bass notes. For me, a little more air in the sound. Start anywhere that's comfortable. Yeah, just let's loop those notes. Yeah, I like that sound. Yeah, now you sound like a Baroque player. Okay, I'm going on. Sorry, I didn't mean to. We're just gonna play this the rest of the day. Yeah. So that little, repeated figure, I would love something different on the second one. I did hear maybe, or sorry, tell me, had you planned something different?
A little bit. I mostly just want to bring out the bowing I'm doing, like the way the notes are separated, like the bass notes, and then the lead, the corners, the next bar.
Yes.
But I feel like I'm getting too far out here to. It doesn't feel as strong as I want it to be. Yeah.
I see. Okay, I see. Yeah. Well, we are doing a different bowing there, but it doesn't really matter. I think.
I also just want to bring out the.
I agree. So, let's see. Which one is more interesting to you? Is it the B flat to A or the A flat?
It's the A flat.
Yeah, totally. Right. So I think you have to decide. Do I want to make it louder or, really back away? Don't tell me. Just make it obvious when you play this. I like that. I mean, the other option, when I play this, I'll just tell you what I do. When I play this, to me that note is so painful, and it's just like defeated. So I play a little louder. It's so defeated. Because I like to start this next phrase very low. Because it's a long one, right? Like I say, that's just my choice, but you don't have to do that. Okay, I would rather spend all day on the saraband, but I know that you have the jig as well. So why don't you take me through to the end, or at least through this next sequence. I want to hear, and lead me through.
In the saraband?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
really got more of a sense of the direction that time. But my only little comment for the end, well, two things. That chord on the second beat of measure 26,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, just crisis, right?
Yeah.
How painful is that note?
Exactly.
So I think maybe give it a little tenuto, like don't, for me I wouldn't want to let go,
Yeah.
just a little longer because it's so painful.
What bowing do you do there, just out of curiosity?
I am splitting those, so let's see. I do down, down. Oh, but in tune. That's my
I
goal.
was thinking about splitting it because doing up and then up again felt kind of like I was running out of real estate.
Yes, I do split. And well, and that's, okay, once again, circling back to my initial sort of box statement. If there's a bowing that makes you happy and more comfortable, by all means do it.
Okay.
You know, right now we're all in school, right? And you have to have a jury and you have to play recitals and people are going to judge you. But like, ultimately, you are the artist and you can choose. Nobody's like grading you on your bow, you know, as long, and the caveat is, as long as you've thought about it.
Yeah.
It can't be like, you know, oh yeah, this is the way it should be because I feel like it. You know, you have to have a reason. But if the reason is, this makes me feel more comfortable and I can phrase the way I think it should be, absolutely, split the bow. I hereby grant you permission. Do you want to try it?
Sure. Oops,
Yeah, now it's new, right? Yeah, you know, I missed that too. It's a surprisingly big shift. In the tritone, your second finger is going to need to be higher than you think. So find the D first. Yeah. And it feels really far. Yeah, anyway, sorry. I'll shut up now. You can play the end. Yeah, so the trick is, right, when you are performing this next, I don't know if that's in a lesson, in a recital, jury, it doesn't matter. The trick is to practice, you know, setting the mood for yourself. Like finding that place, you know, go into the dungeon, light the candles, contemplate life, or say, I don't know, whatever picture you're picturing, you know, take a second to get there. But then, okay, moving on to the jig, totally different picture, right? Some monster has come into our gorgeous, somber, candlelit room and is saying, hey, time to duel, right? I've been watching too much Buffy the Vampire Slayer, can you tell? Clearly. Okay, but yeah, this is for sure the duel.
Yes, exactly.
Buffy v. Vampire, so let's hear it. fantastic. Already this felt a little bit more settled, I think, too. It's just tough, isn't it? It's hard. How's your hand feeling?
It's okay, but it feels awkward sometimes.
Yeah, and I think I have an idea to help with the awkwardness. I think you could go 6% slower. Like it's very exciting, and if you go a little bit slower, it doesn't have to be less exciting, but it can feel a little bit more, it's a fight, but it's not out of control, right? So I think really feeling, especially in the jig, like a heel stomping dance, really the beats, like every downbeat. And I noticed there's a tendency, and I do this too, in my music, this is from my undergrad, that I did a scan, and it's like, don't rush, in like big letters, especially on the bars that have the rhythm. It's really easy to go. So feel it. Sometimes I even rock back and forth in my chair when if you want, you can rock on your heels. It really helps. Because you can't, if your body's moving, you can't really interrupt that flow. You in your head. It feels now you're like, I will play in this tempo. Bum, bum. Like, so somewhere in between, right? And my suggestion would be to practice with a metronome. If we had, maybe we will do this in your playing. But when I play Bach, I tend to practice with a metronome, but like crazy slow. Like I was practicing this morning, and my metronome was on 12, and just so that you feel the big beats, right? So put your metronome on when you practice this, but whatever it is, divide by 3 or 4. So you feel only the big beats. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That way you can sort of push and pull, and yet still feel very in time. So I would, like I say, I would do a demonstration, but we have 3 minutes, so maybe Cindy and I will do it. Okay, there was something I was going to say, and it's left my brain. I don't know. Oh, I do remember. Sorry. Okay, looking at my music. When you sort of reach after the sequence, do your best to lean onto the A string. You probably already know that. Nobody really wants to hear. Leaning on the A string, and maybe, you don't have to, but perhaps a crescendo through that, leading to the E downbeat. And I might hold that a little longer, at least in my edition. That's a full quarter note. I might, just a little longer. Maybe? Oh, I see, it's the bowing. Because you're getting stuck at your, I see. If there's a way to get that down bow, that would be ideal. Oops, that's not the note. Anyway.
What bowing do you use?
Well, let's see. I start the whole thing up bow. So that
for the last one.
I see. Well, maybe you can solve it in measure 20, this measure. So I don't know what your bowing is before, but end on it. Oh, so okay. If you start it up, that's fine. But your options are up, up, down, like a nice sort of echo, or up, down, down. Going on? Yeah. I know we're out of time, but oh, I'm so sorry. There's one little trick I want to mention. This happens in this measure and also in when we're doing these huge string crossings from the C string to the A string. This happens a couple times in this movement. I would move my upper arm and elbow before my bow, and then almost like a collet. Or sorry, did I say that wrong? Oh my gosh. I would leave my upper arm and move my lower arm to just catch that note. So like. Sorry, can you see? Maybe. It's like, try to move this less and just grab. Yeah, just sort of snag it. Try just this. Yeah. So your arm essentially is at like A or D string height. It's much faster than trying to go, and then you don't hit all the other strings in between, right? Yeah. Okay, my spiel is over about arm height. I hope does that make sense?
Yeah.
Excellent. Do you want to, I mean, we did start a little late. Do you want to just play through till the end?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Are you good?
Okay. Wanna repeat?
Yes, that'd be good from the B section. Bravo, well done. I guess we'll switch. This is such a strange master class.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
I know, I'm sorry. I feel very low energy because it's just like,
Yeah.
well, normally, obviously we've all had so many lessons and you get up close and you say, oh man, it's strange. Yeah, like,
Thank you.
Of course, anytime. If you ever want bowing or anything, just let me know. I mean, not that mine are particularly. Especially this one, I have some pretty bananas bowing. I think it's Bilsma in his book, The Fencing Master, talks about this movement and he does it backwards. Like, so I play it that way. It's kind of, it's fun, at least to try, right? Mix it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's play some prelude.
Do the sweep backwards.
Right, yeah. I feel like you guys should have had a gamba scholar or something, like a historical performance.
There is a course here. You can play gamba here.
No, I know, like, for today.
Oh,
Maybe if you want to play, probably weren't planning to play.
I'm Allison, by the way. Nice to meet you.
yeah, I'm on.
What year are you?
First year.
Oh,
Do you want to lead us?
oh my gosh, what's it like? Your first year is
Well,
probably, not what you might have expected. Just going flatter and flatter. Huh? Yeah, well, because it's so cold, right? And now we're under these warm lights. You never get to play alone in here. All right. Are you all, actually, let's have the same A, if you don't mind. Actually, can you play your D string once more? I think you might be a little low. I wouldn't say anything other than that, like, it's kind of important in this scenario. Is it your chair? I kept thinking it was me or like the cello's.
Hey, it's all the chairs.
You have to sit very still.
Do not move. Straight jacket.
I didn't notice.
Do I have to introduce the piece?
Sure.
Oh, so I'm gonna play Bach Suite number 2, Prelude.
gorgeous. I mean, yeah, suite 2. You guys picked a good suite to play most of it today. Very well done. So tell me, what's your experience with this suite, with this movement? By that I mean, like, have you played it before? Have you played it in a lesson already?
No.
Okay.
I started this piece by last week.
Okay. and you never played it like when you were younger, for example. Okay. No, that's actually great. It's so exciting to experience one of these suites for the first time. Okay, and it's also good because that doesn't mean you have a lot of sort of preconceived notions about what it should sound like. And I think overall, I mean, you've got this really well-controlled, smooth, silky tone. And I think, man, I could just wrap myself in that sound. I love it. That being said, I think what I was craving when I was listening to you play was a little bit more variety and a little bit more, I wanted to be led on a journey through this prelude. Unlike the other movements, which are dances, which are sort of regular and have these, regular rhythmic points, this is more of a sort of let's find our way through the deep dark woods sort of situation. So I think, I wanted a little bit more variety in your timing, in your phrasing, dynamics. Like I say, you have this gorgeous tone, but sometimes it's more gorgeous if you vary it, right? Okay, let's play a little bit from the beginning. Yes, and show me, okay, in these first 4 bars, I want you to stop on the D. In measure 4, do you see the D on B2?
Yeah.
Play it from the beginning until there, and, lead me through. Pretend you're playing to somebody who's never heard this before, and you have to show them what you think about it. Or rather, through your playing, show them. So now tell me, what do you think about those first 4 bars? Like, where are we going? Where's the peak?
It leads to the D, the end of D.
The last note?
Yeah.
It does ultimately lead there. That's the end of the phrase. You're right. But I suppose I was asking for the height, the peak of the...
E.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. So for me, we start on, obviously, D. And then we still C sharp. So it's sort of a big hairpin, right? That being said, I think you could lead a little bit more. Really push to that top note. And then close. Yeah, so I'm playing along because for me this music is all about the bass notes. What is the bass voice? How can I bring it out? How can I make it obvious to my listeners which note is really the bass? What's most important? So starting in measure 5, can you play from there and make it obvious? matching phrases starting in measure 5. I thought those were great. So now those are 2-bar phrases, right? The bass line, the bass note rather, stays for 2 bars at a time. Having said that, it's so tempting, right, to spend a lot of time on the downbeat of the next measure, but it's really all the same thing. That's not the notes. Right, that's all one thing until we get to the next measure of the sequence. So try not to hold the E too long. Right, because we're just really passing through it. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'll stop playing. It's not about me. I just love this. Now we're changing. Yeah, we need to find a better fingering there. What do you think? I'm not loving. Maybe if it were a different composer, right? Okay, so show me your fingering there. Yeah, okay. Let's try not to shift too many times in a row. I like the general fingering. 2, 4. What if you shift here? And then harmonic. So it'll be. Yeah, so that's an option. If you do that, make sure that your left elbow is up at an appropriate height, and you do, my former teacher called it a rainbow, because you're sort of making a rainbow arch on top. So instead of, that's more of a scoop, right? And faster, right? So 2 on the B flat. Sorry, 2 on B flat. Well, yeah. So you can practice this at home. It's really mean of me actually to make you work on a fingering in a master class, because everybody's like, too many things. The other option, and in general in Bach, I'm a huge fan of played in first position. Like, why make it harder on yourself? If you can cut out an extension, play it in first position, play open strings. I think they're gorgeous, especially in Bach. So the other option, that's totally fine. Great, love it. And it also, ultimately it doesn't matter. Choose whatever fingering feels comfortable. What I don't want to hear is any sort of slides in this music. So something to watch out for. Okay, moving on. Let's go. Why don't you start there and keep going through the relative major. Or sorry. So this section, we're really like in the woods, aren't we? This is just a lot of noodly, tricky stuff. So you're gonna have to help your listener, provide the map for them, the oral map. One thing, teeny tiny thing, in measure 18, just check, at least in my edition. Oh, you don't? That would make this harder for you. Ah, okay. Let's see, after that's measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th measure, which starts on B natural. Make sure B3 is B natural. Yes, B natural. Yeah. Because that's our bass note, so it's really, really important that we keep it throughout the measure. When our scale is rising, right? The bass line. Sorry, I should have asked. Have you done sort of a harmonic analysis of this yet? No. Okay. You did?
Yeah.
Oh, good. No. I mean, I'm glad you did. Bonus points, gold star. But you should do it for yourself. It means more if you sit down and figure it out, right? And I know that's one of these things. When I was your age, your first year, right? So when I was your age, I feel like people would say, oh, in Bach, it's absolutely essential that you do a harmonic analysis. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, okay, fine. But it really actually is essential. And I've learned that as I've gotten older. Because this music is the harmony. That's really all it is. So you have to know not only what harmony am I playing right now, but where am I going? How am I going to get there, right? So this section, we're just noodling around these chords. The interesting part is the bass line. So let's see. Starting from our recap, we have this sequence. We have, and then we go up a step. Ooh. But he's not going to stop there. We go up the scale, and then he surprises us, right? Well, there's a little bit more before that. Ultimately, we're leading up to a dominant, right? A big fat 5, which lasts a really long time. But I'll help you out, actually. I'm going to try to lead you with the bass line, okay? Unless you don't, is it going to bother you if I'm playing with you? Okay. I'll try to help. Let's start from here. Rising pattern. Do you see how we start on B natural and then go to C and then to D? Yeah, I think for me it has to crescendo. To me we're leading up to the E. Yeah. So can you play from? Let's see. Yeah. Why don't you play from the measure that starts with a C? Yeah. And lead me through. I really want like a big crescendo. So, if we're going to crescendo over 4 or 5 bars, I would start a little less. A little gentle. And then finally, right, if you know you have somewhere big to go, save a little bit. Brendan like jump out of his chair because it's so exciting. Well, maybe not yet. There's actually a moment later, the chair jumping out moment. But really, like, there's only a few of us here, so, you know, sell it. And now, what's happening? Yeah. And I think you might not have gotten this far in theory yet, but what's happening is the harmonic rhythm is increasing. Does that make sense when I say that? Kind of. Like, so remember in the beginning it was the same chord, the same harmony for like 2 measures at a time. Here, our chord is changing faster, the harmonic rhythm. Does that make sense? Sort of? Clear as mud? Okay. Well, let's just say, bring out the bass notes in these measures, and they're moving faster, right? So, and there, it's your choice. You can really back away, or surprise us with that surprising note, the G sharp. And then relax. That note is surprising. Same. Where are we? What is this chord? Just kidding, it's okay. And then our sequence up. So get me from, okay, do you know the bar that's this measure? After our big chair jumping out moment, it starts with an E. Yeah, so I couldn't tell. Were you backing away from the G sharp or leaning into it? Leading into it. Okay. Do it one more time and make sure I know. When you do your harmonic analysis, you're going to realize something really, crucial happens right at this measure. So we need to make a bigger deal out of it. We as cellists, not like you, right? So starting, when I was demonstrating before, and I said, oh, it's okay. Starting in that measure, we have this scale building up to an A, right? So starting here, so we have G, A, B flat, and then, harmonic minor. And we finally, this moment is so crucial because it's the beginning of a pedal note. Do you know what that means?
Oh, yeah.
A pedal note? Yeah.
It's a do note.
Yes, exactly. So, and this, we can debate how long this pedal tone lasts, because, there's sort of some different camps, different thoughts on that, but it lasts a really long time. So when we're starting it, I would really, signify to your listener, hey, big deal, like something's happening right now. So, you don't have to do it this way, but I would crescendo. So I would start very small at the beginning of the sequence. ultimately leading to. We're going to hang out here for a while, right? Okay, so start at the beginning of the sequence. Yeah, really gentle. This is. Yes. Yes. Still on it. And here. You got too excited. The music is reaching a fever pitch, right? So, really, I mean, we're still a town. I don't know. Sorry, what? Allisontown. Yes. Oh, can't believe I didn't think of that. Okay, this is great. So, really, all of this, we're leading to something, right? And I think one big moment, even though we're still in a Allisontown, so really significant moments measure 40. Oh, you don't have measure numbers. There's these two sort of surprising chords, right? And it's very obvious when we reach. Like that moment is sort of like, what? That's a big dramatic chord. And I think you sort of have to say, it's significant as well. We've had just 16th notes, just forever. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Finally, in this moment, I mean, we've come back to. This is the first time our opening rhythm comes back after the F major statement, right? So it's significant because of the rhythm. It's significant because what the hell is this chord, right? It's very, and then 2 bars later, we have an even more dramatic chord. This one is sort of like, huh? Okay, it's fine. And then what? Where are we going? The answer is we're going to the highest note of the piece, at least briefly. It should be so exciting when we get there, right? We're reaching a fever pitch, and it's not going to end until, well, again, we can talk about when it ends. But, so lead me through those 2 big moments, these chords, and then bigger. Yeah? Why don't you start, I mean, anywhere that's comfortable, either maybe 4 bars before that. Sorry, 4 bars before this. Just set up like a proper cellist. You can start anywhere. It's fine. I was wishing that you had a little bit more bow left on those big crisis chords. If it's possible, I might save a little. For me, it's sort of like spend, save, spend. So it's like, or you could do a Baroque mezza voce, but leave a little room to turn the corner instead of right. Start from the low G sharp. And then Bach gives you 2 beats of rest to wipe the sweat off your brow, right? You go, whoa, whoa. And then you could go on. So I think, can you just play, I think you might have a wrong note. It could be my score as well. Can you play the measure before the fermata? I would probably play it in first position. And then just shift. Yeah. Yeah. Anytime you have, this goes for everybody in all movements of Bach, and really any piece, but particularly in Bach, you have to decide how do I want this chord to happen. Like, first of all, definitely start it from the string, even though we're reaching this fever pitch, right? Grab the string. Set. And you have to decide, do I want it to be rolled? Do I want 1 or 2 and 1? Or some combination? It doesn't matter, but you have to decide. Right? So experiment. I mean, I don't know what I would do. Set. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I might change my mind. But so, decide what you're going to do, and then play, and go on. I'm getting so picky, so thank you for bearing with me, because this is tough stuff. Preludes are notoriously hard to sort of figure out. Yeah, and you're adapting beautifully, so I appreciate that, Cindy. Okay, for me, like we're really getting into the bass of the cello now, and it's so rich. I think for my taste, I like to dig out some of those C string notes. And really lean into some of these. It's like I'm really, what is that? what's the movie, Karate Kid, where he's like wax on, wax off. You're really doing the wax motion. I don't. Oh my gosh, somebody's cut me off. So, I mean, I really want to hear. I mean, those notes are why we play the cello, right? So, I mean, it's not even a volume thing. It's more the approach to the string. Instead of passive, I really want you to be engaged with your arm and your hand. So let's see. Start from somewhere around there, the F sharp. Yeah, can it be?
Is that because of the bowing?
Well, yeah, the bowing, I would probably separate them. You don't have to. But even if you are going to slur, can you sort of carve into the string? Yeah. I'm using my fingers, sort of that collé motion, to direct. That wasn't very good. Yeah, oh yeah, keep going. Fall down the scale. Has anybody ever talked to you about these last chords and maybe improvising a little bit? No? I mean, so again, I'm not a true expert in this at all, but some people argue that it would have been customary to, like, this is just sort of, here are the chords, you can improvise or play a little cadenza if you'd like at the end. So it might be fun to give that a try. I'm not going to do one right now because we're out of time and I don't want to embarrass myself. But the other option is to sort of just arpeggiate. I know you'll hear this on recordings. You could and then you'd to get yourself on a down bow. And same thing with this last chord. Is it going to be 2 and 2? Is it going to be strong or? I think that's what I did last time was 2 down, up, down. Yeah. I mean, how many options are there? So many. And you could do whatever you want. It's totally up to you, the artist, right? Do you want to play the end one more time, or do you want to call it? Because we're like out of time, right?
Basically.
Yeah, basically. Okay. I would like to hear, I shouldn't be the last one to play. You should be the last one to play. So why don't you play from the same spot, somewhere around this, somewhere around there, and lead us through to the end. Finish the journey.
you again.
Oh yeah, it's nice. This is such a weird thing. This is so weird.
No,
And
it is. It feels strange for sure. But
it must feel strange to play. It feels strange to give a class like this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is this your first time like in the